The story begins with Arionne sitting with her friend, talking in a calm way, but everything in the room feels heavy. The energy feels tense, like something important is about to come out after being hidden for a long time. They start off with casual talk, but the casual tone does not last long. It becomes clear very fast that this conversation is not just two friends laughing or sharing small things. It is a moment where years of secrets, emotions, frustration, in silence are about to rise to the surface. There is no noise in the background, no distractions, just two women who look like they are finally ready to stop protecting someone who never protected them. The friend is the first one to break the calm. Her face changes, her voice changes, her whole energy shifts. She starts speaking about the real issue, the real truth, the real secret that has been hidden for years. She says the secret was never about Arionne. The secret was never about hiding her. The secret was about Martell and the rumors about his down-low lifestyle. And when she says it, the entire atmosphere changes, like someone just dropped something heavy on the table. This is not said as a joke. This is not said as confusion. This is said like a truth she has been holding for a long time and can no longer keep inside. Arionne reacts fast. She sits up straighter. Her expression changes. Her voice becomes more serious. She says she was never the secret. She says she was always open about the situation. She says she never hid. She says she never forced herself into the shadows. She says she never lived a double life. She makes it clear that the secret was always him. Her words are sharp, but her pain is noticeable. She talks like someone who has carried a heavy load for too long just to protect someone who did not protect her back. This is the version of Arionne that people do not see online. This is not the loud, angry, defensive Arionne people argue with. This is a woman who has been tired for years. The friend talks again, saying that the father was there during the conversation when all of this came up and understood exactly what they meant. That detail is important because it shows that this rumor did not start out of nowhere. It did not come from strangers on the internet. It did not come from someone guessing. It came from people in the circle. It came from people who were close enough to see things. It came from people who connected the dots. And even though everything they are saying is alleged, the way they speak about it is not playful or unsure. They speak like people who lived through the chaos and finally stopped caring about being quiet. Arionne then talks about how she has been judged by the public for years. She says people call her the problem. People call her the reason for everything. People call her names every day. But nobody ever talks about the secrets she kept. Nobody ever talks about the things she saw behind closed doors. Nobody talks about the things Martell did that were never aired on TV, never shared online, never brought into the light. She says she protected him for years because she thought what they had was real. She thought he cared. She thought he would protect her back. But she says she was wrong. She says she was loyal to someone who was never loyal to her. The friend keeps repeating the same point, that the secret was not Arionne. The secret was the rumor about him. She says it directly and confidently. She says it with no fear. She says it like she has seen enough to speak without hesitation. She says the rumor has been around for a long time, whispered by people who were close to him, people who saw patterns, people who questioned things, people who felt something was off. She says she never spoke before because she was protecting Arionne's peace, but now she feels like it is unfair for Arionne to be the only one who gets blamed every single time, while Martell gets to pretend like he is innocent. Arionne opens up more. She talks about moments she kept inside, moments she never shared, moments she could not talk about because she was trying to keep his image clean. She talks about nights where she cried and did not understand why he acted the way he did. She talks about things she brushed off because she wanted to believe he loved her. She talks about how she trusted him even when his actions made no sense. She talks about how she built her life around a man who was never honest, never clear, never fully present. She says she loved him, even though people online always say she was just there for attention. She says the love was real for her. She says she cared deeply. She says she wanted a future. She says she believed his promises. That part of the conversation shows another side of her, a side the public does not see. People always focus on the drama, but they never saw the private moments, the long talks, the time they spent together, and the emotional bond that grew stronger even when the situation was messy. The friend then gets even more direct. She says that Martell manipulated everything. She says he made Arionne feel special when he wanted to. She says he made her feel wanted when he felt lonely. She says he told her what she needed to hear so she would stay. She says he used charm, words, and actions to keep her close while still keeping secrets she never understood. According to the friend, he built a double life and made sure both sides never fully saw the truth. Arionne then mentions something shocking. She says that she was not the one who spread the rumors about his secret life. She says the rumors came from people around him. She says she never wanted to expose him. She says she never wanted to hurt him. She says she kept quiet out of love. She says she kept quiet because she did not want to hurt his children. She says she kept quiet even when people insulted her every single day. She says she kept quiet even when the world dragged her name through the mud. She says she kept quiet even when he stood by and watched. This part of the conversation shows the pain she carried alone. She says she was the one being attacked, judged, and mocked, yet she still protected him. She says he never defended her. He never corrected lies. He never helped her. He never tried to stop the hate she received. She says she felt like he used her silence to protect himself while she suffered the consequences of everything. The friend becomes emotional too. She says that Martell used Arionne because she was loyal. She says he knew she would never expose him. She says she knew she loved him. She says she knew she would cover for him. She says he took advantage of that loyalty and that love. She says he kept her in a place where she was always waiting, always hoping, always hurting. Arionne talks about nights she stayed up crying, nights she begged for honesty, nights she wanted answers but got excuses, nights she felt like she was losing herself, nights she questioned why she was not enough, nights she felt like the connection was keeping her trapped instead of supported. She says she kept trying to understand him, but it only drained her. She says she stayed because she believed things would change, but they never did. She says she thought they had a soul tie, something deep and unbreakable. She didn't understand at first that he had the same bond with manipulation as she had with love. She now realizes he kept her emotionally attached because it gave him control. She now sees that he never planned a real future with her. She says she was living in hope while he was living in confusion. The friend speaks strongly again. She says that Martell always needed attention. She says he always needed someone to make him feel important. She says he needed constant praise. She says he couldn't stand being alone. She says he used people's emotions to lift himself up. She says he lied when it suited him. She says he acted innocent to protect his image. She says he played the victim when he was the one creating the damage. Arionne then goes back to the rumor. She says she kept the secret for years. She says she ignored the signs because she didn't want to believe it. She says she didn't want to think the person she loved was living a life she didn't understand. She says she tried to push away the whispers. She tried to forget the things she heard. She tried to trust him even when her heart had questions. But now she says she's done protecting someone who never protected her back. The friend explains that the rumor did not begin with Arionne. She says it came from people close to Martell. She says it came from people who saw things. She says it came from people who questioned things. She says it came from people who were around him long before the show. She says they noticed things that didn't make sense. They connected patterns. They shared their concerns privately. She says that Arionne was not the creator of the rumor. She was the one who kept quiet the longest. Arionne continues by explaining moments that confused her, moments where he acted scared, moments where he acted strange, moments where he avoided questions without a real reason, moments where he panicked over things that should not have mattered. She says she brushed it off because she wanted to believe he was honest. She says she didn't want to assume anything. She says she didn't want to judge him. She says she wanted to love him without doubt. But now she sees things differently. The friend adds that once she heard the rumor, she understood many things from the past. She says certain behaviors started to make sense. She says things she ignored before became clear. She says she could see patterns she missed before. She says she realized the relationship was deeper and stranger than it looked on the outside. Arionne opens her heart again. She talks about how she lost herself. She says she forgot her dreams. She says she forgot her goals. She says she lost her peace. She says she lived her life around a man who never lived his life around her. He waited for his calls. He waited for his visits. He waited for his messages. He waited for his promises to